1840. Meet me on the track. It's going down. Monday morning, first day of my new job. It is cold outside. I'm bundled up and we're gonna go get it done. 8 miles easy with some strides, and then we'll see what happens the rest of the day. So I don't really know what my schedule is today. I'm going into a physical office for orientation, and they only gave me the schedule through like midday. So I think the second half of the day will probably be just getting computers set up, all that stuff, and then like meet the team and do all that virtually. So may be pretty chill, but this whole week is probably gonna be like orientation, getting ready and everything. So we'll see how it goes. All right, driving back from dropping off my son at school. We did get our 8 miles in. We did them outside, average pace of about 9:30. And typically what I do on easy runs is I like to hit strides at the end just to get kind of some turnover in the feet or in the legs. And so I did, I normally, once I get to like 7.5 or within like a half mile of my total distance goal or time goal, whatever it may be, then I'll hit my strides with like walk or jog recovery in between them. And the way that I do it is I wait until my heart rate drops into the low 140s, high 130s after a stride before I do the next one, just to make sure that I'm not overly taxing the body, because strides really are more just a biomechanical kind of stimulus. You're not trying to get any like huge like fitness gain necessarily from it. So it's just now finally cold enough to where it makes sense for me to get outside. And that sounds weird, but that 30 degree to like 45 degree is kind of like an awkward temperature to me, because if you started in a t-shirt, you're really cold to start, which I don't love. But then if you wear a jacket, you're gonna want to finish in the t-shirt. And so then you're trying to be like, okay, well, do I shed the jacket and then carry it or whatever? And it's like, I know I'm being dumb. It's a little thing. I fully acknowledge that. But it's enough to make me like second guess myself when I have the treadmill available. And then mentally, if I'm really stressed out, then I tend to default to the treadmill because I don't really have to think in that scenario, and I can just focus on getting it done. So apparently it's actively snowing. Treadmill speed work it is. Today I'm doing some rolling 300, so kind of a fartlek style threshold workout where you go in and out of threshold, or you barely pass and then you let it come down underneath threshold. So rolling threes I don't think will be too bad on the treadmill, other than the fact that I'm just going to be shifting between paces back and forth. Maybe a little annoying, but overall should be able to get it done. Had a rough night last night, not due to any of my children or anything like that, but more so just because I personally stayed up later than I should have. And then also I've got some congestion. All right, 6.8 miles, average pace of 8:49. We hit basically like 6:40 or 6:50 on the on, and about 8 to 8:30 on the off. So just kind of hovered back and forth for like a 7:30, 7:40 average pace on the workout portion, which is right around where I want to be for kind of that threshold effort, right? So this is kind of similar, but a little bit different than like a 4-mile tempo run. Honestly, like it was pretty difficult. Like I'd give it a 7 out of 10 in terms of difficulty, just kind of going for 4 full miles, but hovering back and forth or going back and forth between these. But in an ideal world, what this is doing is it's teaching my body to utilize lactate to make me more durable to those higher paces, so that come 5K testing day or 5K race day, right, my body has that speed endurance and not just the top end speed. So really you're working like high end aerobic is the general idea. So feel good. I'll probably get like a mile plus a lift in the afternoon when I get a break during lunch or something, but yeah, I'm tired. Didn't have time today to do my full lift. I'm just gonna miss it this week. It is what it is. But first week of work, so I wanna keep it short, wanna keep this workout under an hour, make sure I'm not late for anything, and yeah. Let's hit 225 real quick. It's been a while since I've tried it, so. Wednesday morning. I was up pretty late just because of the election last night, and so I am really tired. But I woke up and sore throat and stuff is minimal, if non-existent. I've just got a little bit of congestion, just a tiny bit. So we're gonna run outside despite really not wanting to, but we're gonna get it done. I am wearing the Puma Velocity Nitro 3, so I'm pretty excited for these, my first Pumas. I was able to get in contact with them recently, and so they sent me the Velocity Nitro and the Deviate Nitro 3s, which are both 2024 releases. And yeah, I've heard really good things about Puma. People tend to like them. And the other thing is I want to do a High Rocks next year. I'm not exactly sure when, but I'm thinking maybe February. There's the Vegas High Rocks, so I'm considering that. And they're the title sponsor, and a lot of the, big High Rocks guys wear Puma now. So now realistically, a lot of those guys wear Puma because it is the title sponsor, and they're like top guys. So they probably either get paid or get free product from Puma. So it is what it is, but when there's dollars on the line, they are choosing to wear it. So they've got to be at least decent, is, my thought. But anyway, we're gonna just we got a late start. It's almost 6:30, so I really only have like 45 minutes. So I'll probably have to hit another 4 to 4.5 miles or something during lunch. But yeah, I think that we'll just get outside, get the legs moving, hit it easy, go from there. Even when I don't lift on Tuesday, really, I think just because my run is so hard, my Wednesday morning run still felt pretty crappy. The legs just feel dead. They open up a little bit as I go, but I think that the lack of sleep this week, probably averaging just over 5 hours, is adding up. Need to get to bed early tonight. So I got a hard workout tomorrow morning, lift in the afternoon. So it is what it is. I ended up doing about just shy of 5 miles, just like around 10-minute pace. So like 4.5 plus strides. Probably do another 4 on the treadmill this afternoon during lunch. Call it good. I've had a couple of people ask me about winter running gear. As far as winter running gear goes, it's hard to say, right? It's hard to say what your essentials are because the way that temperature is relative to what you're used to. It is low 20s, like 21, 22, something like that this morning. And so for me, I've got a puffer vest, I've got a short sleeve, I've got these arm warmers right here. We're going short tights and socks, and we've got kind of a gaiter, ear warmer, honestly, and then I've got gloves.
I'm gonna be cold. I'm gonna be really cold when I start. And this is part of the reason why I don't like speed work in the winter and in the dark, because I don't like wearing like long tights and layers during speed work because you get super hot and you feel kind of restricted. So that's a little rough. But I hate when I first go out for a run when I'm like really cold. So I'm hoping that I'll just get warmed up, feel good, and then this will be the right amount of layers for today. But I'm really bad at gauging temperature. As far as essentials though, like things that you can layer can help, right? The problem is they're all really expensive. Like this vest, I love this vest. I think it's like almost $200. It's at least 100 something. Insane. But it's super convenient, right? Because like I can layer this and it's not gonna be as warm as like a full jacket, right? These arm sleeves are nice because we get some ventilation, some breathability. So that's where like sometimes it is nice to have like more expensive running gear or like specialized pieces, because then you can be more flexible with how you use them. At the same time, like I could just throw on a hoodie. Now I may have to, again, take the hoodie off later and like start off cold or start off really warm and then shed layers. And that might be a pain because you got to stay close to home to drop the layers off or something, right? That's the reason why sometimes nicer running gear is worth it. The other thing is sometimes they have like different materials that will just be a little bit more comfortable for you when you run. My shoes are squeaky. But it's not the end of the world if you don't have like special running gear. It doesn't make you more or less than a runner or of a runner, but it can be convenient at times. Like the, earmuff style bands, headbands instead of like a full beanie, same thing, right? Like it's gonna be warm, but lets my head breathe, all of that. But so I don't have like specific pieces that I necessarily recommend. I would just say, depends on you, depends on how cold you get, depends on type of workouts you're doing. And your budget, honestly, is the ultimate decider when it comes to running gear.
All right, we're driving back from dropping off my son at school. Pyramid workout went really well, actually. I was kind of worried, not gonna lie, with the cold. I went outside, it was very cold right off the bat. And then also just being pitch black is not fun. Like not being able to see is not fun. I love as the sun comes up though, it kind of gives you that extra like dopamine, like extra just motivation and boost. So that was nice to finish the workout with the sun kind of coming up in the sunrise. But I really like these pyramid workouts. They're a little intimidating, I'm not gonna lie, because you start fast, right? And then you slow a little bit as you increase the rep duration. So for me, I went 200, 400, 800, 1,000, mile, and then cut down 1,000, 800, 400, 200. And then your rest scales with that too. So after the 200, you 60 seconds rest, and then it's 90 seconds rest in between up till the mile. After the mile, it's 2 minutes rest. After that second 1,000, you get another 2 minutes, and then it's 90 seconds down to the 200, where you get 60 seconds after, and then just do a cool down. For me, my paces are gonna vary from this, right? So we got mile-ish pace on the 200s, or a little bit faster, and then on the mile repeat, I'm going around threshold, right? I'm around that threshold effort. But then the duration of the reps are not like crazy fast either, and you get a good amount of rest in between, so your heart rate is never really spiking up, right? Like I actually never felt like I was really straining on any of the reps, which was really nice. Like even the I ran like a 6:26, I want to say, for the mile in the middle of the workout, and that felt really good. And then what's nice about this though is it gets your body used to kind of changing gears to some extent, and just being able to run varying paces and being able to access different speeds and stimulus within one workout. So you really accomplish a lot within this workout.
7:30-ish. About to go for our long run. We're gonna do a long progression run of around probably like 10 to 11 miles, maybe 12. We'll see kind of how the body feels on the cool down. But it's gonna be around threshold. We're gonna start a little bit easier, go for about 3 miles at 7:40, and then cut down to about 3 miles at 7:15 before hitting our cool down. And we'll obviously hit a warm up of about 3 miles, just kind of easy, gradually working into that beforehand as well. Doing a lot more threshold these days, a lot more of that moderate work, and it feels like the body is responding well. It's only realistically been almost 2 weeks of this, and so we'll see how it goes. But overall, I'm optimistic. This one's gonna hurt. Oh, for long runs, by the way, if I am in a longer distance training block, then I will really focus on fueling to make sure I'm practicing like race strategy. Now, with not being in a race, like a like half marathon training block, just hitting the 5K, I still think it's important to fuel during the long run because it's gonna allow you to perform better, but I don't fuel to the same capacity as I would for race day training. So like on race day, I try and get 80 to 90 grams of carbs per hour. I'm just gonna hit like Martin Gel 100, which is 25 grams of carbs every half hour. So, you know, less than, really it's like 25 to 40 grams of carbs an hour, depending on kind of the timing. So that's what we're gonna do today. We'll obviously get some fuel beforehand, but it is important fuel. It will help your performance. It will prevent injury, but you don't have to fuel as if it's like marathon race day every long run.
All right, here we go. Just started off. It's cold. We'll be fine. We'll warm up. Those weren't words. We'll be fine. We'll warm up. Check out the view of the mountains I got this morning. It's gorgeous. We got some snow caps. Now I want to address a question I got this week on my Instagram. Someone asked me if they felt that there would be any benefit for me to speed up my easy runs. I post almost every run on Instagram, and so you can see that oftentimes my easy runs are 9:30, 9:45, sometimes 10. I even have 11-minute easy run like averages at times. And they're just saying like, hey, those probably aren't moving the needle for you, are they? And I get where the question comes from, because I'm trying to run fast and get faster. And I'm spending a lot of time, you know, on what looks like really slow miles. But here's what a lot of people don't understand. A training plan has to be balanced. And right now, I'm doing a lot of intensity. And what that means, that on those easy days, my legs are trash. They're really tired. I'm basically hitting 3 quality workouts a week, which is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So if I try and push pace on those days, I'm gonna accumulate a lot of extra fatigue and not be ready for the next run. Now, if I were someone who was only running, I don't know, like 1 quality workout a week, then yes, I do think pushing into borderline moderate is going to be very beneficial, I think. But when you're doing 2 to 3 quality workouts a week, plus you're finishing your easy runs with strides, plus what you might not see, because I don't expect you to click into the data on all of my easy runs, is that oftentimes I do a really slow first like 1 to 2 miles, which brings my average speed down quite a bit. So even though mile 1, maybe 10:30, maybe even 12 minutes because I walk the first like half mile just to get the legs moving, at the end of the day, I'm still spending over half of that run at an intensity and with good turnover to where I'm working upper end easy, if not finishing in lower end moderate. Today's run is actually going to be a really good example of where average pace is not indicative of the actual workout, because I'm going to hit, you know, 5 to 6 miles at an easy pace, and then 6 miles in threshold. Well, my average heart rate is gonna be in that, my average pace is gonna fall in like a gray zone. If you just looked at averages, it'd be a terrible workout. But this might be one of the most beneficial workouts for 5K training. The key is to balance the training plan, and the easy run should be there and have a purpose. And the purpose of my easy runs is to increase volume, to increase aerobic capacity and efficiency, and just to get the blood flowing and recover. And if I push pace anymore, I would not be recovered. So that's why I run the paces I do on easy days. Woo! All right. I got a little warm towards the end here. I did, not gonna lie, I did rev for like the last half mile. So I was like, what's in these legs, right? Let's fast finish this. But holy crap, the heart rate was chilling to the point where frankly I questioned if the heart rate was having issues due to the cold, or the heart rate monitor, because I was running like 7:30 pace, and I looked down at my watch. It was telling me my heart rate was 154, which I need to get some threshold testing done in a lab, but 154 may be the top of my zone 2, and 7:30 is not supposed to be that much higher or slower than my threshold, lactate threshold. So again, I'm questioning, rather than chalking it up to like, oh, crazy fitness increase overnight, I'm chalking it up to technological error. But effort wise, still, I felt like I could have gone 10 to 15 seconds faster on all of my splits and just still been chilling. We hit about like 7:30s for the first kind of 3K or 5K, which I think, like, I was feeling like if I had hit 7:40s, I would have been happy with it. And then we hit 7:05, 7:06 on the 4K that we crushed there at the end. And like, I finished my last half mile, like I said, probably closer to like 6:50, cutting down to like 6:30. So feel good. We're just gonna do a kind of walk cool down for a little, then we'll move to my jog, and then I think I'm gonna tack on like 2 extra miles onto the cool down, just get a little bit more time on feet, just easy, sticking it easy, and I'll probably drop off some layers because it's hot now. But I don't know that run could have gone better. That's 3 full workouts this week, which weren't easy workouts, where I was faster than expected. Effort felt really smooth. I don't want to get cocky because I could be peaking, 2 weeks into the new kind of methodology, which is not what you want, but hopefully it's just things starting to click. All right, well, we're just hitting that cool down finally. We're gonna finish, I think, 11-ish miles. Here's the mileage for the week though. Before looking at it, my guess is 8 hours and 40 minutes or so of total running. Very little gain this week, all flats. And then I would guess, again, 53 miles probably. There were times this week where the legs felt pretty rough, pretty beat up. And I think what's comforting though is on every quality workout, like I said, the legs popped despite being tired. So man, I'm pumped. Gonna keep getting some good stimulus. And 1840, meet me on the track. It's going down.